All right, guys, this is uh, good. This is a wonder broker. This is 50-minute time frame. So what we want to talk about right now is about support and resistance. How to actually mark your support and resistance very correctly. So guys, if you guys remember, we talked about pause and reversal. I didn't say bounce and reversal, pause and reversal. We use it to define support and resistance. And we say that pauses, area of pauses can be considered as resistance, and area of reversals, point of reversals can also be considered as support and resistance. And then we went ahead to talk about the difference between pause and reversals. And I said that for you to mark valid support and resistance, all right, what you need to do is to choose your point of resistance as your support and resistance. All right. You can also, when you are marking point of pauses or as support and resistance, you use them as only as a point where you can take profit and all that. Okay, now we want to exemplify that right now. I give assignment on this broker, on this pair. One of the students actually uh, choose this broker as an assignment since last week. And I said, if you mark out support and resistance, all right, mark out support and resistance in 15-minute time frame and monitor it in 1 minute time frame to see point of entries and also the candlestick pattern that actually caused the reversals and things like that, and then just to explain what happened on the chart. So right now, unfortunately, I couldn't take this assignment that time to give to mark it out. So we're marking it out today. Today is Tuesday already. That's since last week, Friday. So the market has already done some certain things, but I'm going to take steps to see how we are supposed to mark support and resistance, especially using points of reversals as our area of valid um, support and resistance so that we can find the market useful when we mark it and actually use it to take trades that will not disappoint us. All right, that's exactly what I want to exemplify. So first of all, I want to show you something. Look at this point I want to touch now. All right, this particular point here. This is Friday, 31st July. When you look down, you find out this is Friday, 31st July, 2026. This is the last candle that was formed that day, Friday, before market close. And when market opens, there was a jump onto this place. And you can see this is Sunday, 11 p.m. midnight, around towards midnight, 11 p.m. That's when the market opens for this new week. So what it means is that what we had before the market opened, possibly before the student mark out um, the support and resistance, this portion of the chart, I want to mark this portion of the chart were not available. All right, this portion of the charts were not available. That's from this place onwards were not available. Please, I want to back everything so that we understand the portion that were not available, that have not that the because this is before the market open. So the price action has not done anything in these areas. So there was no price action activities. So the network is disturbing and then the chart is disappearing and appearing. So please bear with me on this. I just want to mark out completely the zone, the points that were not available up to this time. Up to this time, these points were not available up to this time. So let's mark it complete. All right. All this point has not happened, meaning that was not on the chart. Do you get it? So this place is not part of the area that's covered by the assignment. So we're going to look at it and we'll see what we're going to do with it. Okay. So you guys pay attention attentively as we get started. All right. So so this is what we're supposed to have right now. Now, for you to start marking support and resistance, what you are not supposed to do, you are supposed to zoom. Is it zoom in or zoom out? Zoom out. So you are going to try to zoom by not clicking on the button of zoom in 3 times. All right. This one, this is two, this is three. That's what you're supposed to have on your chart. But as you can see, this is not what you're supposed to have. We're supposed to take away, assuming we were doing this thing that very day. Sorry, network is actually disturbing and it's not going to allow us to really do this. Okay. So once it's like this, what you need to do, what you would have done, because I want to upload this chart as if this place we circled has not happened. So what we need to do is to take it off the chart by shifting it. All right, this is where the market stopped, right? I mean, where the market stopped us at that Friday. So that is the point where we want to mark our support and resistance. Remember, we have zones. So what do? We are just going to be marking the obvious highs and the obvious lows. So if you look at your chart now, you discover that these are the point of obvious highs, all right, that are available as at that time. So we are taking the obvious side, that is the reversal point. Why is it reversal? You could see when the market came from here, when my market came from here, you went up like this, all right, and then try to reverse backward, all right. This is more like partial reversal, so it's not a pause. I'm sure you must have watched the video about pauses and reversal, how they are defined, and other live video where we explain them more in details. So, all right. So now he reverses and came back to the starting point. All right. He took a pause, and then what did he do? He reverses again downward. So you can practically see the points of obvious highs and obvious lows. So let's now start marking them as support and resistance. All right. As you can see, this place stands to be an obvious high. I mean obvious low. This point also stand to be an obvious low. Well, we can take this point because here, when you look at this place, the market came to this place and reversed in full, coming back to the starting point in full. So the same thing, we came back again and reversed. Did you see that? So we're taking all these points as what? Obvious high and obvious low because they are points of reversals. All right, as well as this place. All right, we can also consider here as point of reversals as well. So these are what are going to determine our marking of the zone. So let's go off and begin to mark. You understand what I talked about? Give us full reversal and we take you as an obvious high and obvious low. This is just something to help you. All right. So let's first of all, let's start from the low, marking the low. So we mark here. All right. This low does not have, this particular low does not have any other point within this interface where we are seeing. So we'll still mark it. This is going to be 1 point resistance zone, at least from the present point, the present place where we are. So what I want to do is that I want to delete this thing we marked. All right. So I delete that because I've marked it. So I want to mark these 3 points. So I'm going to delete those 3 points. All right, so that we can get it right. Remember, it remains the way I zoomed it. After zooming, clicking on my zoom button thrice to zoom. All right, is it zoom out or zoom in? I don't even know, but one of them, I shall zoom to make it smaller. Okay, that's what I mean. So now at this point, now these 3 points, they are not equal. So we're going to take from the lowest point, and this is the lowest point here. So we mark it from that lowest point of the 3. All right. This is a matter of a point now where you talk about marking the size of a zone, but we're not going to talk about that right now because we already have video that discuss that. We'll talk about it more, but this video is not that video we need to do that. All right. We can take these 2 points because they are reversed. Remember, the market came down here, then reversed upward, came back again to the starting point and reversed upward again. So these are full reversals. So kind of these are opposites. So we're still going to take that as obvious low. So marking this point, we would have taken these 3 points, but because this one is a little bit too far, all right, Even okay, we can take it. Let's just take it. Let's use this one, this lowest one to mark it as a point. So we're starting from here to mark. All right. So all these points are like point of zone. So let me just demonstrate. Use one to demonstrate a zone here. How you mark a zone. How you mark out a zone. Okay, I pick my rectangular tool. So what I want to do is that I want to start with the longest week. This one is the longest week out of the 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, or out of the 4. Which one has the longest week? This is the longest week. So I'm going to start it from the week, and then I will make this carry this angle until it touches the body of the candle here. All right, and it touches the body of the candle here. So I'm starting from here. This is the week stretching out. So I start it from there, and I take it. Sorry, I take it to the body. So that is the size of the zone. All right, that's the size of the what? Of the zone. Did you see that? The size of the zone for at this point, the size of the zone. So this is how you determine the size of a zone, okay? So we continue ahead. Sorry, the network disappeared this thing again. So we come back for it, wait it to load properly. All right, and then we go ahead. All right, so this is the size of the zone as far as this place is concerned. All right, you see how I mark that thing? Please, you can watch it over and over to determine the size, to see the size of the zone. All right, let's come to this particular this point. So let's remove this. All right, we remove it and we try to mark it as point of obvious low because of the reversal. It's a reversal point. Of course, you can see that it cut across all these points. This point, this point, this point. Meaning, if we mark it as a size of zone, all these areas will be covered. But we'll talk about that as a whole. And you can see what actually happened here. What actually happened here? You can see what happened here. Let's remove this. You see, after marking the size of marking the zone size, okay, let me mark it more properly. Please, you can always zoom this video. Okay, so I want to zoom out here so that you can see what I did from at this point. Let me zoom. Is it zoom out or zoom in? So, but I want to make it bigger so that you can see something. All right. All right. This is the week. Okay, let me. Okay, this is the week we're talking about. See the long week. I started from the mouth, from the beginning of the week, and until it touches the candle body. That is how I measure it, because when you watch the video, you always remember the reason why I choose that. All right. All right. You always remember the reason why that was chosen. In fact, at this point, we still need to look at this. There's a week here. A week here. Let me show you. Let me close it so that you can see it. There's a week here. You have to cover this week so that the size is going to be bigger. The size of the zone is going to be bigger by trying to cover that week. Okay, let me zoom. Let me make it smaller so that we can see, tap on it. So we want to cover. All right, so we covered here. I have to cover here. So this is the complete size of this zone. All right, this is the complete size of this particular zone. The size of this zone bigger, because here, look at this place. This place remained, the week was not covered. These are the way you look at your chart to find what you need to do. Look at this week. This week here is not covered. So we need to, because it touches the body here, but it didn't cover this week here. So we are going to cover it. So that is how we define the total size of our zone. Okay. Okay. Completely covered. So you can see this is area of support and resistance, either support on resistance or resistance on support. Okay, this is what we get by marking the zone, the size of the zone. All right, you can see what has happened. What has happened in excess? You see, for this particular zone, here. All right, and then you see this particular is taken and covered. Did you see that? All right, guys. That's it. So let's now mark another obvious high we here. Remember, we are marking subject to this point because that's where the market closed. That is what we had, assuming we are doing the assignment that very first day. That's why I did not care about the rest. So can I use it to interpret other places? So now we want to mark horizontal our support and resistance here. This is the obvious high that we have here. So let me just remove the markings here. I mean, these stuffs them here. So let me just remove them. So we pick and we are going to start with the lowest. This is the lowest in terms of week. I normally use my week and not body. Sometimes you can use whatever you want. No one it's on. So I'm putting it on top of this one because that is the lowest in this zone. Put it on top of that week, the week. All right. So you see it captured here, here, like that. If you go in the past, you see that it is busy capturing some places in the past. You see that point capture it. So if we define if we want to mark it, just like, okay, let me just do this so that to repeat marking of zone. Now, this is the longest week here, the longest week. So I'm going to start it from the mouth of the week until it touches the body. That's to mark the zone that belong to the area. So this is the one with the longest week. Remember, the assignment is for you to actually mark zone that covers the current market price. That is it. When the assignment was given, this is the current market price. Did you see it? This is the current market price. So this zone we are marking is practically the whole zone within the current market price. All right. And I said in the assignment, mark at least 2 support and resistance above and below the current market price. Okay, that was the instruction. So in doing so, what I would like to do will be to pick. I would like to pick because this point is also point of reversal. All right, after the market came, the market reversed. All right, reversed. After it came from here, I mean, it reversed. It came back and even surpassed this point. So we take this as point of reversal as well. Although I might not mark it in some other day, some other times, but for now, so I'll take it from the lowest point among these two. So you see, if I want to mark the size of my zone now, I'm going to start from here. Please, you can zoom it on YouTube. You can zoom this video, zoom it out to see it very well, just like as if we are zooming a chart. So I take it until it touches the body. I mark it on the touches the body, starting from until it touches the body. So this is exactly what we have as talking about marking sizes of a zone. Marking sizes of a zone. All right, this is exactly how you should do this. Now, guys, you can decide to mark below, much below, if there is need be. For instance, here now, you can see, remember, I finished the assignment the way we're supposed to mark it. But to mark more, you see, this point, you can take this point, all right, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including this. So you start it from, okay, you drop it from here like this, all right. So here can be supported. So you see, I just focused on marking just the obvious highs where you an obvious lows, where you have a reversal taking place. You can do that. Remember, we're not marking into the past. It's based on what we had originally on our screen that we're marking. So that's exactly what we marked based on what we had on our screen. All right. So please practice this. Practice this very well. And in fact, I can take here as point of reversal as well. Point of reversal, because here the market came back and reversed and did full up to this point. So I can still take here as point of reversal. Remember, this is 15-minute time frame. All right. So I will take it for these two. So I'm going to mark it at this point. Remember, zones can actually overlap. All right. So what I'll do now is I'll take it from Okay, look at here, and this place was touched. So I can use here as the complete zone, all right, until touch the candlestick body and I extend it. So basically, these zones are overlapping, but you can notice that I only marked point of reversals only and not crosses. Now, coming to this point, you see this high, although this wasn't on our screen before anyway. You see this high at all, was it? Now this high is standalone high, but it's a point of reversal. So you mark it. You can mark it as 1 point reversal. I mean 1 point, one touch. You can also have touches from the past. Of course, it has touch from the past. It has touch from the past. So all I need to do to establish a zone will just be to mark it from this high and down. I mean to create a zone. I mean the size at that point I match. So this is how I would mark the support and resistance zones. So let me now, so this is what we have. So I'm going to leave this place with mark because I'm going to use it to make interpretation. All right. So from this point, remember this is the point where the market stopped. Meaning that if you have marked this, you are going to start using this to trade. All right. Look at it. Remember, our support and resistance does not include exceed this place. This is the final point we had before. I mean, for the assignment, when the assignment was given. All right. So now, if you look at this point now, you see that eventually this line was a zone of support for this market after I did this. All right. Remember, all this line we mark it either from the past, focusing on the point of reversals, not point of pulses. All right. So, but you can see, you could see what happened. You could see what happened here when the market opened. It's like saying, because here, if you mark it a zone, and you see that this all this place will be covered. So mark the size of this zone now. All this place will be covered, meaning that the market came back, breakout, came back to this place. I mean, hit this point, of course, this zone, and reversed from here. When it reversed, it's like a breakout and retest. After it retested, then then he head up into this zone. In this zone, it was in this zone that he now reversed again after doing what we call double top. We talk about chart pattern in one of the lessons in the future. All right. All this will all make sense. All right. So so after hitting the zone, of course, he reverts from the zone, doing a lot of things, including turning pattern. All right. And what happened? He kept going until where did he hit again? Where did he hit next? This point of support that overlap with this point of support as well. See the candlestick, I mean, came into here, giving us what? It gave us a shooting star. A shooting star. And what happened? The market continued going up. Since from then, the market has not come down. The market, and you can see the kind of rejection. So sometimes we talk about the nature of candlestick, the reversal pattern also matter. You see such a huge shooting star that formed here, all right, with serious bearish price rejection, that is lower price rejection. You can see, I'm trying to help us see this thing properly, but it's not moving. I wanted to zoom so that okay, when it started moving, it now gave us speed of light. It's not speed of light that we want. All right. Okay. All right, guys. So this is this is strong rejection, and this shooting star here, or you can call it dragonfly doji, whatever. Or you see it at the point of reversal point after hitting here, combining these two zones together, hitting into this place. What happened? The market never stopped coming down. The market kept moving up for a very long time. This is good. This is good. All right. Let's assume that you took this trade. Let's see how many pips would have gotten by now. You took a buy trade after this happened, and that shooting star. And of course, set your TP below the wick of the shooting star. Now, where is the market now? Okay, let's say you hit This is 400 pips. This is 500 pip. Let's see, do we get here? This is 650 pips. Of course, that's where the market is. 650 pip. That's where it is. All right, that's where it hit. The market. The market had done 650 pips since you took the trade from there. That was yesterday. For yesterday, Monday, around 3 p.m. So around 3 p.m., that's when you should have taken this trade. All right. All right. So, but that is not all. That is not all here. That is not all here. Look at this place. After a breakout, there was a breakout out of this zone. All right. And there was hitting this zone, there was a retest. Retest at this point. You see, and it keep going. That's why I say when you use the most obvious side to mark your support and resistance, when the market turns, it doesn't deceive you. The market goes. So this is the point after the assignment. You see how it played out nicely. It's playing out nicely. Anytime it hit the support or resistance, if you took the trade here, this is the first place to have a retest. This is even a better trade. Taking the trade here will give you better results. All right. You only came back to retest the zone, but cannot take you out because stop loss would have been below here. So you have many opportunity to take the trade, which is the first one, which was yesterday. This second one, after breakout and retest, that's today, Tuesday. All right. The price is still going. After turning, the price is still going. So this is how to mark out support and resistance that will not deceive you. But when you mark your support and resistance, focusing, including pulse and reversals, they will be deceptive, very, very deceptive. All right. If you go to 1 minute time frame, you'll be able to even catch these trades, even with sniper entry, better entries, and all that. So what I did is that I marked this. I've used it to explain to you the future because the assignment was for you to mark this and monitor how price plays along the support and resistance. So what I've marked now is exactly how you should have marked it. See, we marked it. We did not include what the price started doing when market opened on Monday. We marked this using what price has done up to last Friday. And then with that support and resistance, you would find out that price just played nicely, respecting your support and resistance perfectly, all right, without error. So all students, not only the students that have this particular assignment, all students, including other students that have passed this level, please, you need to watch video because it's more like advanced or improved lesson from all the support and resistance that we have done, especially in terms of how to mark your support and resistance more accurately. Some classes we have talked about it, and I told you to mark the most obvious size, and this most obvious size will come from your point of reversals and not the point of courses. All right, and you can just see practical example from what I've shown now. So, guys, this is where we are going to end this lesson from. Any question, please drop it in the comment section. I'll check it and maybe make another video to clarify them, to actually mark them. To give you the correct. All right, to give you the correct. Correct answer, maybe by demonstration. As you can see, the market is still going since after turning. And look at this point again, breakout, all right, out of this zone, retesting the zone, and what the market is doing is kept going up. All right. So guys, I'll see you another time. Bye for now.